Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Toon Review YouTube channel for tonight's show. My name is Paul. I am joined tonight by Lady Sam and, of course, Billy Bob. Alex will be joining us. He's just running a bit late. The dog food burnt the shop down, or whatever. Dog food burnt the shop down? What the hell?
What was it?
He went for dog food because apparently the dog burnt the shop, but who gives a shit? Anyway, good evening, everybody, and good evening to my colleagues.
Good evening to all the Toon Review Massive and Magpie Massive and all you beautiful people out there in Viewerland.
Oh, Billy, I mean, it gets even better.
It's longer and longer, doesn't it, each day?
It just
Get
incredible. By the way, guys, just before we get started, a massive thank you to everybody out there. Welcome to all our new subscribers. We are now less than 100 away from 39,000 subscribers. We've had so many jump on board and become part of this incredible community that we've got going. So I'd just like to say thank you very much and welcome to everybody that has subscribed lately. We really do appreciate it. We are growing really quickly, so thank you so much for that. Right, we will start tonight's show with a couple of little bits and bobs. Andrew Johnson has said, would the Toon Review kindly wish little Harry a happy 16th birthday?
We know who Harry is, don't we?
We do.
Happy birthday, Harry. I having a great day, mate.
Happy birthday. Hope you've had an absolute cracker, my friend. Lots of love. And yeah, we'll see you soon. I'm sure you'll be on one of the fan forums that we'll do very soon as well.
Harry.
Cheel H has gifted a Toon Review membership as well. Now, this could be big news that's just been reported by Craig Hope that Newcastle United could well be chasing former Real Madrid chief David Hopkinson, who is now in frame to become the new CEO at Newcastle United, Billy. So this will replace, of course, Darren Eales.
Yes, I mean, if you're going to go anywhere, go to the top, isn't it? Real Madrid are the biggest club in the world by a country mile. And someone that's been in an advanced position on the board there in his past would be a great acquisition for us, I would imagine. I mean,
been there and done it, hasn't he? So, you know, he'll come with a wealth of experience and kind of perfect to sort of replace Darren Eales. I mean, Sam, he's probably quite unknown to us because he's done a lot of work with Real Madrid, of course. But like Billy says, we're aiming high for these positions, aren't we?
Yeah, for sure. And I'm sorry if he's good enough for Real Madrid, that he's good enough for us.
Hell yes.
That would be a hell of an appointment. The experience that he's going to come with, I'm sure we'll do a bit of a deep dive on the bloke as well. But tell you what, it just speaks to the ambition. Like it's not tempering off. It's not plateauing at all. Like we're going from strength to strength. It's great.
Yeah. Luke has just become a new member of the channel. Luke, thank you very much and welcome to Members Club, my man. Now, Chelsea and Todd, I know you're in the chat, so let's have a chat about Chelsea, shall we, Billy? Because you, amongst many other people, including myself and probably every football fan on the planet, wonders where they're getting the money from. Obviously, Liam Delap has decided to go to Chelsea, and now it looks like they're going to get Eki Teki, and they're now interested in Jamie Gittens from Dortmund as well. Which is very strange because we've had all three of them on this transfer show as well.
And apparently Victor Osimhen's on the radar as well. So, I mean, if you're Liam Delap, you'd be thinking, what am I going here for?
Well, I mean, many people said that when the news came back that he was going to be heading to Chelsea. Thought, well, you know, he apparently turned Newcastle down because Alexander Isak's there. But they have a host of players. I mean, currently they've still got Jackson. They've gotten Cuckoo. You know, they're looking at Osimhen. They're now looking at Ekitike. So, I mean, he's not going to get a lot of football, is he? I mean, those players are clearly ahead of Liam Delap, surely.
You think so? And you'd also think, how are they getting away with it? How are they spending all this money and not falling foul of PSR? Unbelievable, really.
Yeah, but
I know they sell hotels to each other themselves and things, but still.
Yeah,
in the past 3 years.
Yeah.
£1.5 billion? Billion?
Absolutely. But there is a report out today, Sam, that Chelsea may have to sell up to 14 players.
Well, they've got enough to sell, so I don't think they'll be bloody worried.
How many players do they have on their books at the minute? It must be over 50 or 60, surely.
Oh, it's absolutely ridiculous. It's outrageous that they've been allowed to get away with it. And do you know what? Credit to them to a degree, because they've obviously analysed the rules of PSR to an nth of a degree. Because
they'll have had about 25 lawyers
without
in there.
Retribution. I don't understand. Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I'm really proud of Newcastle that we seem to be doing it with some integrity, doing it the right way, despite the flack that we get, despite the headlines that it's always we're the richest club in the world. It's a point where you can't do anything with it. So we're doing it the right way. It's going to make it even sweeter.
Yeah, it will be, hopefully. Todd Bowley is actually with us again, and he's actually praising this channel. So thank you very much. He certainly doesn't miss a transfer show, because I think in the last year, Billy, or maybe year and a half, it seems like every player that we've put on a transfer show has gone and signed for Chelsea. So a lot of people are now suggesting in the comments that we actually go and, look at the really crap players like we used to be linked with, like Hamza Chowdhury, etc. And maybe that'll put Chelsea off the scent.
I mean, the point of Chelsea is at the minute, most of their signings are not just for them. It's taking them off the market. So competitors can't buy them.
Yeah.
But where's the ambition for those players, though? Like the Delap one's confusing me a little bit. Yes, he'd be second fiddle to Isak, and I understand that you wouldn't be that. But for his sort of age and profile, I'd be thinking, well, I am going to get minutes there. But what you could learn under a player like that, one of the most highly sought after strikers in the Premier League, you don't want to develop under that talent, under Eddie Howe, who's done what he's done, the ceilings that he reaches by developing his players. You don't want to do that. You want to be in an army squad. It's going to be. I think that'll be a mistake for him, honestly.
Well, look who it is.
Here he is.
You know,
Hello.
Can I just point out to the viewers that, before we start our shows, that man, bottom left there, sits there and has a dig at us if we are slightly late to come in to behind the scenes. Yet I've just worked out that Mr. Stato, out of the four of us, has been late the most. It's incredible.
That can't be true. That can't be true.
It is, Billy, and now he's in shades drinking beer. He's well in holiday mode, isn't he? Alex is, of course, Stato's heading to Torquay on Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. So
Torquay. He wants to get a fucking Torquay.
Not me.
Is Torquay not twinned with Torquay? I don't know.
Sorry, Paul. When I tried to call you, there were 4 options in my car for Paul's phone number, so you've had too many phones, mate. I didn't know which one to press.
No. I've never changed my number for donkey moons, Alex. So
no, I know, but my car just says your name. So I scrolled down and there's 1 for Billy, 1 for Sam, and 4 for Paul. I was like, I tried 1. I was like, no, give up. I'm not doing this again.
I can't help being a man in demand, Alex. I do apologize for that.
Oh, yeah.
So many business stuff going on. I have to have... it's incredible. Anyway, Luke sends in a super chat. Thank you, Luke. He says, I'm gutted. Something happened with my membership payment. Now saying I'm a new member. I've been here for 34 months, man. Well, Luke, we know. But hey, thank you, mate, for your ongoing support. Alex, we're just having a little chat about Chelsea and how many players they're now linked to again with after Delap going there and now they're going for Ekitike. Osimhen's now linked with them. So is Jamie Gittens from Dortmund. And then some other journalists coming out that they need to sell 14 players in order to get in with the PSR requirements.
It never ends. I feel like we're playing a different game to everyone else. I really do. I feel like it's Football Manager and everybody has to obey the rules that are kind of hard coded into the game.
Yeah.
But there's a handful of clubs that can just kind of
cheat code.
They can just role play things into existence, and it's kind of a bit boring. There is no point in the rules if you have a handful of selected premium clubs that can just do what they want, and it makes it very boring. I think it's one of the reasons why Formula One changed so much back in the day. It just gets a bit silly, and this is even worse because it's artificially And I think this is probably the right word. It's artificially propping up teams that have done it wrong, been negligent with one aspect of the business, whether it's improving revenue or recruitment or academy or balancing or managing to turn over their squad when they've aged out. Whichever way you look at it, it's propping them up when they should have fallen away, and it kind of artificially stops there being a cycle of clubs, because this has always used to happen, right? You used to get clubs fall in and out of being a Premier League team or a decent team that have fallen away in the years, and that's not allowed to happen anymore because they've just artificially helped them stay up near the top with funny rules, and it's silly. It's very silly.
Well,
I hope they get punished. I really do.
Well, the Premier League are actually apparently going to have a vote with the other teams to make sure this loophole gets closed that Chelsea keep finding.
I don't care. They've already
now.
It.
Yeah, of course they have.
Yeah, but it's going to be a fine. It's going to be a fine and a slap on the wrists, which they can afford. So it helps no one. There needs to be a stern points deduction or something of substance that's going to assist the other clubs and deter these cartel clubs from behaving in such a way. There needs to be an adequate deterrent, and there currently isn't one.
I don't think they'll get fined, I don't think they'll get fined. I don't think they'll get points deductions. I think they've done this very intelligently with a very good set of lawyers that probably mimics the same size of their squad. I don't think there'll be anything. I think they've found legitimate loopholes to sell things to themselves. I do.
Also, Alex, former Real Madrid chief David Hopkinson in line to become the new CEO at Newcastle United. PIF have labelled him as the number one choice, so we are going big.
Well, the Mail with their tea time exclusive.
Well, it's Craig Hope. I mean, he's obviously got it from somewhere, hasn't he?
Yeah, Dave Hopkinson. So we shall be doing a deep dive. I've not had enough time to go through that because the reports prior to today were we're looking at America is all we had to go on, which I don't think we talked about the other day. I think we had a lot to go through, but that was one of the suggestions. And yeah, we'll have to go. I mean, there's a few articles floating around at the moment. So he's most recently the president and chief operating officer of the Madison Square Garden Sports Corporation, and he was Real Madrid's global head of partnerships. I mean, it's quite a nice, quite a nice little CV. To be fair,
absolutely.
Is he
However,
Is he American?
I'm not sure. I haven't checked, but I do have. I know this is a little bit hypocritical because, of course, Darren Eales had a bit of an influence with starting Atlanta United and all of that, or helping sort of get them off the ground. I don't really want to touch anything American in regards to running this football club personally. That's purely my opinion. I know there's going to be lots of people that disagree with me. After seeing the American influences on current clubs in the Premier League, don't want to touch it with a barge pole. I think it's disgusting. I think there's a lack of culture and care and etiquette when it comes to running an English football club. So apologies if there are any Americans in the chat. That's just my opinion.
Well, there will be, isn't there? Because we've got a big following in the US. So apparently he's Canadian, Alex.
No comment.
Pun, didn't you?
yeah. That went down like a fucking lead balloon, didn't it? Anyway, as discussed in my earlier video today, Nick Pope heavily linked with a move to Leeds United, guys. This has been reported by many as well, but I guess, Sam, if Nick Pope heads to Leeds, then the James Trafford deal should go ahead because, again, they're all mentioning that the terms that were offered to James Trafford a year ago are still on the table. He's apparently happy with them. So it could be that Nick Pope is heading off to Leeds United. I mean, what do you make of that?
Well, it's an interesting one because as much as we love a goalkeeper, the keepers that we do actually have to select from, one of those being on the bench and rather the masses of coaching ones that we have, we are going to need a second. So if Trafford's the guy coming in to be first, who's going to take second if we're, shoving him off into the background, going to Leeds? I don't know. I'm not buying it. We're going to need rotation. We need depth of squad, especially for Champions League, fixture congestion. Yeah, I'm scratching my head about that.
Would you not be happy with Trafford and Dubravka?
I would prefer what is it, Joan? Joan
Oh
Garcia.
no, let's not start on the
Forget
first name.
about
We'll just he's off to Barca. Seattle Geordie, who's been a member for 40 months now on the channel. Thank you so much for your support. He said, "Shit, Stato's just terrified Canada." Alex,
there's breaking news on Sky Sports News. Chelsea have confirmed the signing of Dario Assugo, $18.5 million from Sporting in Portugal, and he signed an 8-year contract. I thought that was banned.
Who?
Dario Assugo for £18.5 million.
Where's he gone?
To Chelsea.
Oh, piss off! Not an 8-year contract again.
8-year contract, 2033.
Oh, come on, man.
They can. They just can't amortize it beyond 5 years. You can do that. You just can't benefit from it financially. So
he's a midfield player as well. He'll be on loan somewhere before you know it.
Of course he will.
Yeah.
David Smith, member for 36 months. Thank you very much, David. Been with you guys since the very early days. Thank you all for the great entertainment, chat, and comments. Thank you, David.
As for Nick Pope, Paul, I bet Carl Darlow pleased.
Well, I did. Of course, Carl Darlow played for Leeds at the back end of the season, didn't he? Because
Melior's played because he's shit.
I mean, those mistakes he made last season were criminal.
Every season.
But I mean, how old's Carl Darlow now, Billy? He must be. Is he older than Nick Pope?
I'd say about the same, isn't he? Maybe 33, 34. I don't know.
Yeah. But listen, I mean, it's a good signing for Leeds, isn't it? He comes in with, even just for a couple of years with Leeds, he's obviously Premier League. He's a great shot stopper. But I think we're looking for that all-round goalkeeper, Billy.
Absolutely. Yeah, you've got to have it all. And the level we're playing at, elite level, I mean, we've got a boy with Pope, but he can't kick the ball. I assume the next goalkeeper we have will be a good sweeper keeper and able to kick at a very, very high level. And I guess James Trafford's that man, I guess.
Yeah, another
Can
goalkeeper.
I ask, are you still happy with Trafford then, Billy?
Yeah, absolutely.
I am. Yeah, I am.
It's going to be something special. No doubt.
I don't understand a lot of Newcastle fans kicking off about Trafford. If you look at the way he played, like, he was sensational last season. And you know, when Alex, we talked about him a couple of weeks ago, and Alex put his stats up, they were fantastic. And yes, obviously Burnley's defence played very well as well, but that's in the Championship, and we know it's a real meat and veg division, that, and to only concede as little as, what was it, 15 or 16 goals? I think it's incredible. So I'm happy, and I think he could be number one for years to come. But Alex, another keeper linked with a return to Newcastle United today.
No.
Tim Krul.
No.
Shut up, man.
Seriously?
We talked about this the other day. We listed all three. No.
Somebody listed Tim Krul for homegrown in Europe.
It's still not enough, though. We need, 4 of them? It's not enough. There's no point. We'd need to buy 2.
Listen,
we'd have to buy Woodman and Krul, or Fraser Forster and Krul. No. No. We can't have Vlachodimos, Ruddy, Dubravka, Pope, Woodman, Krul. What are we smoking?
We may as well go back and get Kevin Carr, Billy.
Well, we can see many goals, though. He played them all at once.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. But Kevin Carr with that tash. That tash saved us many times, Billy.
Can you imagine trying to recruit an academy goalkeeper with that in front of you?
Yeah, John Burridge, he's about 83 now.
Still as fit as a fiddle, though, Billy. Trust me.
Still doing handstands, yeah.
Yeah. By the way, I played ice hockey with his son Tom, and boy, oh boy, did John Burridge have some story. He had some stories, guys. And I would even say they're sometimes too far to even put on here. Trust me, incredible stories. But he's a character, as John Burridge. Will with a super chat. As an American, I hope the club stays away from anything with us for the next couple of years, and I want Trafford badly. Well, I hope that's just a play for us. Will, you sound very keen to have James Trafford. Dan Robinson says meat and veg division, something on the brain, Paul. No, just the old meat and veg, the like what do you used to just the old steel division. It's tough in the EFL. Emma with a super chat saying, hi, Paul, Alex, Billy, and Lady Sam. My daughters had the biggest smile on their face when a Newcastle top came with Miley on. I have pictures too. Great show as always. Nice one, Emma. Nice one. And Cynical Jim, who's been a member for 28 months. Cynical for every single one of them. Mitrovic has been mentioned on a transfer show today. Would you? He's been mentioned with Manchester United. No.
Who talked about that?
Well, I don't know where that's come from. Jim will let us know. But I've read articles today linking him with Manchester United.
Who's this?
Mitrovic.
Hmm.
Now, listen, the appeal of Mitrovic to not Newcastle, I mean, that's long gone. But he could do a job for someone in the Premier League, couldn't he? I mean, Man United are itching for somebody who can put the ball in the net. And I guess Mitrovic could do it. Don't all answer at once, like. I mean,
you're right. What you say? I mean, yeah, you're right.
I mean, I wouldn't. I would hate it if Mitrovic went to Newton Heath. I would hate it.
Wouldn't touch it with a barge pole now. He's been away for too long.
Yeah, for us. I'm not talking about us. I'm just wondering where Cynical Jim got that information from, because you know
he can basically have a gold toilet where he lives. Why would he leave?
But why are we linked with all these ex-players? I saw somebody the other day saying,
Perez.
Would you say, Perez back? And I'm like, why are we going for all these
he's
ex-players?
Still a good player, but no.
Yeah, but to be fair to them, guys, they've won us nothing. Right, so why would we have them back?
With Perez, would he work in that homegrown thing?
No. We bought him at 17, 18 from, where did we get him from? Was it Palmas? No. Tenerife? Somewhere like that. It might have been
There's some reason why we were after him, because he's been shit since he left us.
It was from Tenerife, yeah. We got him at 21. No, he wouldn't count.
What are the rules to classify as homegrown?
3 years trained at club between the ages of 15 and 21.
Got it.
So that would exclude Tim Krul, surely?
No. He gets in.
Does he?
Okay. Yeah. He was 18 when he played in Palermo, wasn't he?
Oh, yes, he was. Yeah.
Which makes it even more weird when Gillespie still is with the club, because he doesn't even classify as that.
I mean, I really... Cynical Jim says he saw it on a Man U fan channel. Yeah, Man United, not Newcastle. By
the way, Paul, I'm really sorry. I've got to tell you this.
Yeah.
Apparently, Ayoze Perez, if we're going to do it properly. Apparently, his real surname is Gutierrez.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Is it?
It is.
Yeah, apparently. He has a surname that was just omitted.
I hope Tom's not I hope Tom's joking what he just put. Tom Lynch.
Apparently we've been linked with Emmanuel Riviere. I think he's pulling your leg, Billy. I think he's just jumping on the board. Ricky says, Paul, no offense, but you want us to sign Moise Kean for 45 million. It's laughable. Why don't we sign Anthony, who has also had a fantastic time at Real Betis? I'm sure that's sort the right wing problem. Right, I'll take you up on this, Ricky. I did not say I wanted to sign Moise Kean. It was a news video, Ricky, based on news reports on Newcastle United. It was in the news today that Newcastle may go after him because he's got a £44 million release clause. I said, I don't think I'd mind that, because why not have two quality strikers? Moise Kean has gone away. He was crap at Everton, let's be honest. He did nothing for Everton, but he's gone away and scored goals. He's improved dramatically. And
just to back Paul up, he scored 19 goals in Italy and he's 25. So it's not a ludicrous thing to say. Paul's got a very good point.
They are valuing him currently at 75 million euros, okay? But he has a release clause of 44 that ends on the 15th of July this year. So would you bring in a quality striker like him to go alongside Isak? Because everybody keeps saying, you know,
Tony's not homegrown. He was at Northampton.
Yeah.
Sorry.
People keep going on about these having great strikers, and obviously we've got one in Isak, but why couldn't we have another one? There's going to be a lot of football next season. Why do we need a sort of a poorer striker, if you like? Why can't we get two elite strikers? You know, other clubs have two elite strikers.
I think Moise Kean would jump at the chance as well. I think he if I was him personally, I'd think go back to Premier League and prove herself because it was shit at Everton. Like you say, he was way too young to be coming to Everton. Wrong club, wrong age, wrong time.
I didn't realise he was so young, though, Billy. I didn't realise he was only 25 now because he seems to have been around for a long time.
Yeah, but he needs to correct that. Correct that kind of rumour that he's not good enough for the Premiership. I think he'd do a great job for us.
I mean, Sam, do you subscribe to this? You can only have one quality striker and the other backup just as a sort of...
I mean, Liverpool have zero, so...
Well, yeah, it just doesn't... It doesn't ring with me. Why can't you have more than one decent striker?
I think we're going to need more than one decent striker. The type of formation that we play, the high intense press, the amount of work rate that we actually expect from the lads as well. You know, to ensure that we're not at risk of what injury, fatigue later in matches as well. You know, Asula's clearly not meeting the benchmark entirely for Eddie right now. He needs some more development time and to get some more minutes. But there's some games where we just can't take those types of chances. So we're going to need a quality backup to Isak who can fit in the types of formations where we want somebody in a number 9 position.
Yeah, I mean, Billy, Sheeran Ferdinand.
Yeah,
I mean, I know we played 4-4-2 back then, but you know, there's going to be so many games next season. We need quality to replace quality, do we not?
Don't forget we had Tino Livramento behind him as well. So we had 3
exactly,
world-class strikers.
Yeah,
absolutely. I agree. It's the most important position on the pitch. If you only got one, he gets injured, you're knackered. And we've struggled with 2 for way too long. I think we should have 3, personally. And
we ran Isak into the ground this season, literally into the ground. Where's that gone? Patrick says, I understand Stato showing the keen goals, but Ayose has scored just as many.
Has he? Has he scored 19 in La Liga?
I have no idea, but he's a lot older, though.
Didn't even look. Oh, I mean, he has. I didn't even realise that. Wow. Well done, Ayose. 19 goals for Villarreal. That's fantastic. But he's 31 and 300 days. So he's... no.
Well, I wouldn't say no outright. I mean, but
it's a no, Paul. Just
I'd say it out loud. Yeah,
Stato has spoken.
Yeah, but if we did get a Jose Perez back and we paid very little for him, would everyone kick off? I don't think they would. He's
contracted until 2028. So if he was going on a cheeky little free transfer, I think there'd be a lot of competition because of how useful he is. But nah, it's.
Luke says, hear me out. I always worry when people start with that. If Mbuemo does go to Man United, please God no, what would you think of going for Garnacho as a player who can play either side? He's 20, needs some guidance, could be wonderful. I think we've answered this question many, many times. Sam looks like as soon as Garnacho's name comes, she nearly threw up. Any reason for that, Sam?
He's absolutely lipping. No, like you've seen it in matches. He's spitting his tummy out like an absolute baby.
Yeah.
No, sure, he's a talented lad, and you know, Man United have lost the way completely. Had he had a stronger leadership around him and a better team, maybe he wouldn't be, you know, such a petulant child. But no, I think attitude is very, very important. I think it's important to Eddie as well. Don't need him.
Absolutely.
Don't need him. No, be gone.
Yeah. Alex, do you have a player there to look at?
I have many.
Oh, okay. We'll have. Oh, Chelsea's target, Jamie Gittens. Fantastic. Todd, there you go. Alex is going to take you through Jamie Gittens just for you to sign him. You twat.
I don't know why. Like when we stopped calling him Biner Gittens, because for the longest of time he was called Jamie Biner Gittens, and now everyone's given up and just they call it.
I
Gittens.
think it's something to do. I'm sure I read somewhere, Alex. It's something to do with a family matter.
Maybe he's changed it. But
yeah,
he was always referred to as Biner Gittens on like football games.
We will not get into that, Alex, because we don't get into any controversy on this channel. So we will.
Although I do feel sorry for him. The fact that his first name is Jamie and his middle name is Jermaine. I mean, I don't know why they've done that to the poor boy, but anyway.
Do you know something? I had no idea he was English. I thought he was
What?
Belgian for some reason. I don't know why.
He's English. He's
Well, clearly he is English, Alex, but I had it in my head that he was from Belgium.
No. We've had loads of English players like disappear onto the continent in the last 5 years. That's why, like Madueke at PSV, that's why it was interesting, because a lot of players sort of decided that they could go and make it elsewhere, and it's become quite a thing.
Speaking of him, Alex, he could be available for £29 million in the summer, it's been reported.
Oh, he's also a left winger, and we've got quite a lot of them.
But
anyway, so left winger. Sorry, guys. We're reviewing him because he's heavily linked. So that's kind of what we do on this channel. I know we do not lead a left winger, but we're doing it. So let's get it over with. He's 20 years old.
That's a class comment there, Alex.
Yeah,
that's a class comment. It's been reported that Alex is now the chief scout for Chelsea. He needs to be fired.
Or we just need to review really bad players consistently.
We said that before, yeah. Let's go back to the days of Hamza Chowdhury. Sorry, Alex, continue, matey. So
he is 5'9". In other words, slightly taller than Brian Mbuemo. 57,500 euros per week, which is very reasonable for a wage in the Premier League. We could definitely bump it a little bit. Contracted until June 2028, so he has got a few years left on that. Massively overperformed on his XG for the season in the Bundesliga. He's not been the guy. There's been a couple of little niggles injuries here and there, but minutes-wise, 1,1800, 8 goals based off 3.6 XG, so running very, very hot, more than double his expected output. And then probably on point for his assists. However, the interesting one is the Champions League goals, 4. But again, he's running hot on double output. So is this kid a superstar, or is he very lucky, or a bit of both, maybe? We don't know yet. It's very early. If we scroll down, he is really good at running with the ball. If he runs with the ball, he's going to do well. Like basically, Desiree Doué or anybody dribbly. This guy's a bit more about pace, a bit more wide play. He's not as much of a trickster, but that is pretty bananas in terms of progressive carries and successful take-ons. It's nice to have in your team, and if he's got any defensive output, which is okay, it's not terrible. Again, he's very young. You can definitely mold him into the player you need him to be, certainly. But that is bananas. Doesn't pass it very often. But again, it very much depends on context. Is he the highest man? Is he always the one being played through? Possibly. Maybe there's nobody for him to progress the ball to. Depends how Dortmund have been playing recently, and I've not watched enough Dortmund. There's been so much football to watch. Can't watch all of it. And if we scroll down, we have Nico Williams on this list, Francisco Conceição, which is a ridiculous name to say out loud. Sorry, Marco, I know you like it when we say Portuguese properly, but that's difficult. You've got Malik Fofana in there, Rodrigo from Real Madrid, who, of course, we've been softly linked with by, I think, just pundits. I don't think we've been officially linked. Madueke, of course, we are pretty big admirers of, even though he can be a bit of a rat sometimes. Mitoma as well. So you've got some lovely names on this list in terms of how he profiles.
Bloke there with 3 fucking first names.
I know,
Alexis Claude Morris. Maurice.
He has a midfielder button, which suddenly puts Kulusevski and Kubo on the list, which I know will excite everybody here. Shall we go back up? Oh, he's got Simeone's son on
What's
there.
the number 4? Hello, Joffrey.
Joffrey. Right, let's go back up.
Joffrey!
And let's do that. So I've swapped him to a midfielder, which makes his stats go through the absolute roof.
Good grief.
Yeah, but he's a wide player. So
Definitely.
This is nonsense. He's never going to play like this. But even so, the shot volume is really, really nice. 2.58 per 90. Healthy shot volume there for a young player like that. I don't actually know where he was before.
It was in Man City Academy, definitely.
Are you sure? I mean, it says Dortmund from 15.
Years and years ago. Yeah, when he was a kid.
He was probably part of one of the little baby group, or all of your Sanchos, all of them.
Billy, it was that long ago I might start playing the Hofus tune.
But yeah, this guy's very highly rated. He's been a little gem for a very long time. Here's his little sofa score. Look at his little smile. Very happy lad. 178 centimeters, which is I think that's 5'10". So I think there's a bit of conflict here between SofaScore and FBref. I think they're beefing on height.
Talking of beefing,
injury.
He's the curtain haircut, isn't he?
He is indeed.
Bit
Nothing
back
wrong
to
with
the
curtains.
90s.
There's nothing wrong with the Backstreet Boys.
Especially when you say beef in front of it.
Billy, it's Monday.
Monday.
When you said beefing up,
Monday
keep going.
again.
Move
It's been a
on.
long week, guys. It's Monday. Anyway.
Welcome to the show, peeps.
Anyway, for those of you who are new viewers, you will get used to this very quickly. Click the subscribe button. We do more nonsense like this quite often. Anyway, while Paul is just dying up there at the top. Yeah, there's not many injuries there, which is nice. But this is obviously one of the main problems. Is he plays where we have players. We have lots of left-sided players. We do have Anthony Gordon and Harvey Barnes as natural left wingers. We have Joe Linton, who's played an awful lot of football at left wing, and Willock, who also can play quite a lot of left wing. We don't need this many left wingers. It's too many. We need to stop with these silly games.
Willock's away. I'm pretty sure Willock's going.
Well, yeah, and that's a fair shout. But yeah, his goal output's been pretty impressive this year. He scored, obviously, 8 in the league, 4 in the Champions League, only 158 minutes in the DFB Pokal, which is interesting. How's he done recently? Yeah, he's been all right. I mean, he's 20. He's finding his feet. He's doing all right. He's getting regular minutes in the Bundesliga. I mean, we've got a reasonable showing against Hoffenheim here with a 3-2 victory recently. That was back end of April. How's he done here? Let's go and have a look. Oh, he's on the left. Oh, God. What are they doing here? Okay. Dortmund have changed since I left. Yeah, don't like that. Let's move on. One successful dribble. He won a penalty for his team because he is that kind of guy. He's very, very pacey. 25 out of 27 accurate passes. Wow, that is a very high amount of ground duels he's tried to get involved in. He's won quite a lot of them, to be fair, with 8. So he's definitely not giving up on anything. Kind of fighting attitude we do like in a black and white shirt. He was fouled 5 times as well. So they were, yeah. And one obviously was the penalty. So interesting data set from him. He is just a very speedy young left wing. He is English. He does fit a lot of he ticks a lot of the boxes that we want. We've got his transfer marked up here. He doesn't look as happy in this one, Billy, and he's not got his curtains. So,
Well, his curtains might have been Billy from the 90s when he was an academy member at Manchester City.
Could well have been. Could well have been.
Bloody hell.
He does have 11 caps for the England U21s with a goal. And if we scroll down, he has dual citizenship with Barbados. Isn't someone else that we've got? Who's got... somebody who's played for Newcastle has a Barbados dual citizenship. I can't remember who it is. That's a quiz question. Tom, you'll know that. Someone has that.
Yeah.
We've already talked about the contract. He's going to have 3 years left, basically right now. So towards the end of this month. So it's going to be a hefty fee. He's rated very highly. His current market value based on a website is 50 million euros. That is extremely subject to many, many things. So he's going to be pricey because he's very promising. It's Jamal Lascelles, is it? Yeah. No, Hayden's Jamaica because Stephen McLaren called him up. Might be Lascelles. Apparently he can play on the right. There is a way where we can go and have a look at how many times he's played on the right, and we will do that if we get linked more heavily. I have brought up his agent because I didn't know who they were. We don't really know any of these people. Well, we do, but we don't deal with them.
I could have said we're no Saka.
Well,
we're
I'm talking about people that the Newcastle
Really
representatives would have had contact with.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, there's an argument that we've talked to Balogun's and Nketiah's representatives at some point. You got Mavadidi on the list. Nobody that we've really had much to do with. Yeah. There's not any obvious links in terms of agent, but yeah, that's
good player.
Yeah, but we are stacked in that position. So would the funds be better elsewhere, Paul?
I think so. Sam, we're getting a few questions on what footy top you're wearing tonight.
Well, Cass is dead. He's UK grime artist, but huge Toon fan. Absolutely class if you're into that type of music. So it's his Dead Corpse Release FC top with obviously the little star for the Carabao Cup, released just recently. So yeah, thought I'd pick myself one up.
Also, a question that we asked last night, Sam, is if we got an £80 million bid or over for Anthony Gordon from Liverpool, would you take it?
No, we're not. We can't take it. I think we're gonna need the players. We're gonna need the depth of squad. I really think he's gonna have a realization over the break, give his head a shake, and come back twice the player. I know he's got it in his locker.
Wow. Okay.
Would you not even bring a seat to the table?
Oh, of course, you've got to hear something out. Everybody's got a price, but I think it depends on what else we're doing in this transfer window. If we were to bring in someone like Gittens, then yeah, absolutely. But I don't think we're wheeling out this massive war chest that everybody thinks. I want 2 marquee signings, for defence and for that right wing anyway. That's not going to leave a great deal for the other positions that we've got. So are we in a position to let somebody like Gordon go right now?
Depends on the fee.
It also depends, like you say, Sam, on what we do in the window and who we bring in, because
that's what it hinges on for me. If we can bring somebody like him in, then yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of links to obviously left-sided players as well, and you kind of think, is there smoke without fire kind of thing, and you never know. By the way, these reports about Mitrovic to Man United, they are heating up. I mean, listen, I think he'd be, as much as I hate to say it, I think going to Man United would be a great move for Mitrovic, because they are desperately needing an out-and-out striker. I don't see the pull of Man United anymore. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. But Liverpool are busy as well, Billy. Kirk's the next one that looks like he's going to be in the door at Anfield.
Yeah, 2 great fullbacks have signed, haven't they? Kirk's and Frimpong on the other side. So that's what you've got to do when you have a great season like they've had and win the championship. Then they advance their squad further, and I think they'll have a good season next year as well. I really do.
Now, we must talk about this, is the reports regarding Tino Livramento. Of course, it looks like Manchester City have signed Nuri from Wolves, the left back. Now, everybody thought when that was announced that, that'll take the heat off Livramento now going to Manchester City. But they're in for 2 fullbacks, both left and right. And we know that Pep Guardiola is a big fan of Livramento to replace Kyle Walker. And even Fabrizio Romano had tweeted out that this could happen, but Newcastle United are desperate to keep him.
Anything could happen in literally anything, any scenario in life. Okay. Thanks.
I would be annoyed though if he went. I'd be fuming if he went to Manchester City.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. We've got our kind of fullback sorted out for the next 10 years, really. If people don't interfere with us.
Well, you're right. I mean, God, I mean, but I mean, what sort of fee would Livramento command, Sam?
Do you know what? I think I'm probably with Billy on this one. I don't want to put a price on our younger talent at the moment, because look how much like the likes of Hall and Tino have developed over the last couple of seasons. It's been unbelievable. Yeah. I want to see them here for at least 2 seasons. I would not be in a position to want to sell them at all.
Yeah, I agree. By the way, Harvey Barnes has put out a quote on Instagram saying, a week to reflect on a historic season for this amazing club and one that's always going to stick in the memory. Time for a chill before we do it all again next year.
Good
I like to hear.
Positive
Good
words
lad.
from Harvey Barnes, so I don't think he's going anywhere. And rightly so. I hope he doesn't. Harvey Barnes has become a big favourite in Newcastle United. It really turned last season around. Dan Robinson with a super chat. ITK TTR Moyes keen to Newcastle for 44 million. Rowan with a super chat. Journo's posting tripe as usual. He'll go nowhere. Well, I mean, isn't that about 90% of the reports? in every transfer window. That
More
90%
than
of
that.
these, they never come to fruition. But what it does do is it creates talking points, and that's why I do the news videos, or we go live if it's a big story. You just don't know what's going to happen. And like Billy said last night, something could happen out of the blue.
Has before.
It has before, exactly, Sam. Yeah, so who knows? I mean, Chipper says tomorrow Chelsea will sign Moise Keane. Well, I wouldn't be surprised. Mike Elliott saying, is Kubo on his way yet? No. No. I don't think that's going to happen. Johnson Street with a super chat. We absolutely cannot sell Hall and Tino for any fee. City can do one.
Agreed.
Yes. Although I have a lot of respect for Pep Guardiola. Pep, do one. Get away. You're not
Get
having
out of it, man.
Well, he's played for 2 seasons without a fullback, really. Who thought that would go wrong? I mean, last year's they were dreadful, weren't they?
Well,
to be honest.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
Manchester
but they
City.
did win the treble by doing that, and then
They
the
did.
wheels fell off. So
Yeah.
it worked. There's an argument to say that it's not failed. If it wins you a treble, then it's fine. It doesn't matter, does it?
I mean, Carl Walker didn't decide to win the treble, of course, and he was playing as a right false back, if you like.
Yeah. Falls back. It's a very interesting position.
I've just got to say, for me and Billy specifically, because we've both been tooting on the 8 Nori bandwagon train, whatever it's called, for the last 3 years.
Us. Yeah.
Yeah, and nobody seems to have really sniffed that one out. And then the fact that he's gone to City means that he's clearly rated highly in football circles. So,
I think that's an excellent signing. An excellent signing for Man City.
But you know who could be up for sale from Man City in the summer?
go on.
Do you remember the centre-back we were chasing in January?
Kuchinov?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Was that off?
He hasn't had a great... Billy's been left out the side. He hasn't had a great time at Manchester City. And
He hasn't. He's been poor.
They are rumoured to be wanting to offload him.
I'll definitely take him.
What type of contract length was he on, though? I thought
Japan is calling, Billy.
It is.
It's probably not that's the problem, Sam. It's probably the wages that they've sorted him on.
He'd be on bucket loads there. Yeah, absolutely. Peter Garthwaite with a super chat. If, as reported, Howe and Mitchell didn't get on, do you think Mitchell will hang Eddie out to dry and bring no one in before he goes?
No.
Not a chance.
He'd
Not
ruin
a
his own
chance.
TV.
Well, it just wouldn't be allowed to happen by the Newcastle hierarchy.
If you did that, it'd come out, wouldn't it? So,
can you imagine Yasser Al-Rumayyan just saying, trying to get one over him? I don't quite think so. No, definitely not. And it would show Mitchell to be an absolute bell end, to be quite honest with you. And I don't think he wants to be known as that. Toon Assassin with a super chat saying, with the South Korean tour in mind, does anyone think that we may add someone like Kim Min-jae or Lee Kang with that in mind?
Potentially.
Is Lee Kang the
Kim
one at
Min-jae
PSG?
Centre half, and Lee Kang's the right wing for PSG.
Well, PSG, he was one of the names I've read that may be up for sale this summer from PSG. So
he is a left-footed right winger, and we've done him
He
before
is.
on the show. He's
He's
only
way
got
down.
1,600 minutes in Ligue 1.
Yeah, he's way down the pecking line, isn't he, now, with the arrival of Douay and people like that.
Yeah.
Kvaratskhelia.
he wouldn't be a bad signing, would he? I'd quite
No,
like him.
absolutely not.
Can you imagine the furore in South Korea when we went there with a South Korean player?
Mm-hmm.
Kim Min-jae as well is a
Holy
fantastic
shit!
half.
Kim Min-jae's a fantastic centre half, yeah.
I mean,
He's made like 2 high-profile mistakes, so all of Bayern Munich and Europe have gone, oh, he's not good enough. Well, John Stones used to make high-profile mistakes, and then he won a treble. So
Was he at Napoli? Was he started? Oh, he was, wasn't he?
I think he was at Napoli and Bayern Munich. Yeah, he was at Napoli when they won the Scudetto. So the first time.
Geordie Dan is literally the only one that got my joke there. Nobody else got it. Terrible.
We're not getting Vitinha.
When we were talking about the South Korean signings, and then I went, holy shit. And everybody it just went over everybody's head.
Or it wasn't funny.
It ripped the soul out of me, to be fair.
Billy. Actually, a few people said they did laugh at it, so there you go. So
That's
it's
validating.
it's just you three who are the most
Flinian's definitely been on the beer because he's asking for Vitinha. What, the guy the most impactful midfielder from the Champions League when he's on?
I mean, how much money is he going to cost, by the way?
Mate, it's come on. Like, we'll just get Yamal for the right wing as well. We need a right winger.
By the way, it looks like Newcastle United owners have now interviewed David Hopkinson to become the CEO. Ooh. So an interview's taken place. I mean, Alex, would you like to expand on the Canadian thing? Because I don't understand why you went so bluntly no comment.
Fine. Fine. Right. Okay. So this is in no way of a reflection on what the North American continent can do in terms of sport and business. But what we have been
Alex
given
is about
a
to slate
of,
it.
all I'm saying is what we have been subjected to in this country in regards to sport has not gone down particularly well with culture, history, fan bases, family, just general, all of that. It's not ticked any of the boxes. It feels very forced, franchisey, Americanized, even if it is a North American continent thing, and it does not go down very well. It's not how our sport was created. It's run very differently. It's not appreciated. It's not backed. It's not wanted. Stay away. If it's going to be forced culture, not welcome. And I will 100% boycott anything that's going to be put in like that. And I don't like the fact that it's been kind of pushed that way in certain elements. A lot of this, let's play certain fixtures in the US or abroad, not a chance. Things like FA Cup finals and stuff have to be in this country at Wembley. It's little things like that that are just awful. And it's no disrespect to American sport. I very much enjoy NFL, NHL, NBL. I like all of it. I think it's very entertaining, but it's different. And that's not a bad thing. But they can be separate and different and enjoyed for different reasons. And I don't want us to be Americanized in football because I think it's a very different sport. Not that would happen. I think we've gone on a very weird, forced tangent. Not that this particular man would bring that. I'm just talking about a general sense of Americanization in English sport, which is not that that is nothing to do with this at all. So Paul's definitely baited.
Cruz, absolutely. Cruz has just said that you can't tie us Canadians with the US.
I mean, I can, mate. I'm sorry. With the type of sport and franchising, it kind of...
Yes, but there's a little bit of friction between those two countries right now, Alex.
I appreciate that, but in terms of sporting business models, there are a lot of similarities. Your MLS teams are in the same division.
Is your point, Alex, that you're claiming that proximity speaks to understanding of cultures? Because that would be a little bit rich.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, you are right, Sam. You are right. You are 100% right. Okay, take it from
being a shit house. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Bloody hell, Sam.
Think of Leicester and the Thai ownership group. They fully bought into that project and respected the history and the culture of the club and wanted to improve it. And they loved the ownership group. They loved them. It was very sad what happened to the old owner, and it was kind of one of those situations where they really understood the club. That's lovely. And Thailand is nowhere near Leicester. So it depends. It very much depends. So, but Americans have not, and the North American continent have not shown their cards very, very well.
What did you say there, Billy?
Nothing. Forget it. It was something that I slipped out. It shouldn't come out.
Moving on.
John says, Paul, can you swap screens with Billy? When I put the chat on, it covers his face and he's far prettier and easier on the eye. Yeah. Jesus. Right, let's have a look at one more player for tonight then, Alex. It is
It's
Lee.
not him. It's him.
Okay, I'll take him down.
No, it's not.
That'd have been a coincidence, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Are you ready now,
It's
Alex?
him.
There you go. Gregor Kobel.
Ooh.
I'm tired now after that. being baited. Anyway, we've been linked with this goalkeeper for the last 2 weeks, so we've got to address the link, even though it is a couple of weeks old. It still hasn't disappeared, even though it's a bit of a light link. It's pretty obvious we're looking at goalkeepers. So he is the Dortmund goalkeeper, and he is 27 years old, so he's not quite the sort of 21 to 24 super young bracket, but as a goalkeeper, he's still very young. You can give him a 5-year contract, and he's still going to be younger than Dubravka at the end of it. So he's on a lot of money, though, to be fair, for a goalkeeper.
€173,000 a week.
I'm out. What?
I'm out.
No.
Sam's gone.
They are high.
No.
They are very, very high. 3 years contract-wise, when we hit June the 30th. Appearances ever present, 47 goals against in the Bundesliga this season, with a post-shot expected goals of 47.4. So he's basically on point with what he was supposed to have saved. He's not done better than that, which, I mean, his numbers aren't fantastic in the saving department, which is rather curious. I mean, they're not great in the Champions League either. So this season's data doesn't really put him in the greatest of lights. I mean, there you go. That kind of reinforces it. The save percentage based on, I mean, what's the data set? It's based on the last 4,000 minutes. So it is not a small sample size. 27th percentile is rather low.
1 in 3 shots go in. Christ almighty.
Yeah, it's not great, is it?
Right, Alex.
It's expensive and he's shite. What we're doing? No. No.
What are you doing, Alex?
It's what you're doing.
I didn't link him. Sorry. He's been linked, so we've got to look at him.
I mean, he was a fantastic goalkeeper before this season, to be fair. Dortmund have had a stinker this season, haven't they?
It's not been great. I've looked at Kobel a few times, and obviously in the season where Dortmund were in the Champions League with us, when they got to the final and stuff, this is a great goalkeeper. He's just had an absolutely terrible year. You've got the average defensive actions. The defensive actions outside of the penalty area, 1.49 per 90. That is a bit of sweeping there that might redeem him marginally. It's not fantastic. If you have a look at similar players, though, you do have Edison in here. You've got some great goalkeepers in here as well. Hradecki as well, the Finnish goalkeeper at Leverkusen. Szczęsny, who's had a very good season at Barcelona as well.
Who?
Wojciech Szczęsny.
Oh, of course.
All right, sorry, Chesney. There you
Chesney
go.
Hawks.
Now.
Yeah, that's how we know him over here, Alex. Not all this
Jesus.
Chesney.
I'll have you know, the Polish had their elections yesterday, so I will do them the honour of saying their names properly. They deserve it.
Good God.
Anyway, we will have a go.
Do we have to?
I can't even see full scouting reports anymore.
Because he's shit.
I can't even. I'd like to see kicking data, but I just don't. I don't have it. I'm sorry. I don't have.
I've had enough of him. Alex, that is probably your worst player that you've ever brought up on here, and that's it.
I mean, do you want to see his market value?
Kobel is an elite goalkeeper. So
no, hang on, Paul. Put it back. Look at his market value.
40 million.
He's elite. He's an elite goalkeeper.
You're not going to pay £40 million for a goalkeeper who last season conceded 1 in 3 shots.
Put a pin in this. He's a good goalkeeper. This is just
in a balloon and explode it into orbit. Francisco is with us, the voice. Hope you're well, buddy. Hi, guys. Alex, I think your view on American owners is a bit unfair. Yes, there are several horrible ones, but also many good ones, respectful ones. Wrexham, Bournemouth, Huddersfield, and others.
I'm not sure the Huddersfield fans would agree with that.
Maybe not the Huddersfield ones. No.
And respectfully, Francisco, it's no.
Well, you can't finish on that. You can't say respectively, Francisco.
It's just based on general experiences in the Premier League, and it's a no.
People are naming random Canadians in the chat.
Yeah, I know.
I've just seen someone saying William Shatner is Canadian.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds is Canadian as well.
William Shatner had a failed lingerie business. It didn't work because he called it Shatner Knickers.
Oh, God. Doesn't work out too well with the thong, though, does it? Oh.
To move away from this, guys, we will be
Please
doing
do.
a deep dive on the new linked
Dear God.
CEO. So that will happen. But there's no point in talking about him at great length when we don't know what we're talking about yet. We will do proper research so we can have an educated show on him instead of just chatting absolute nonsense.
Apparently, David Ornstein's just broken some bad news, according to Joseph Newton.
Hang on a minute. Let me go and have a look.
No.
He always
Someone else has put it as well.
Yeah.
Mbuemo wants to join Manchester United and talks are set to open. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, no.
How is that even possible? No, I've just clicked on Norman Ornstein. That's not the right person.
Well, he's not going to have no one out, is he? Oh, Norman.
Oh, my God.
He's giving out fucking bread making tips, isn't he, Norman Ornstein?
Oh,
is nobody else
it's
panicking
not
about
wrong,
this
is it?
link?
Well, yes.
Oh, my God.
What will be? What will panic about it?
Yeah, but
I
Billy,
really
come on. This
wanted-
is
Well,
the
if
guy
you-
we
if-
really wanted, man.
Yeah, but the fact he's going to that shit out of the club tells you we don't really want him, do we? He's a wanker.
Well, no, Billy.
No.
I want him.
I want him back.
He doesn't want to come to us. He wants to go to Manchester United, so he's a tosser. End of.
I mean, if he thinks that that's a better project than what we've got a space on the right wing
Exactly.
open
Yeah,
and Champions
going
League
somewhere
football.
else, though.
Why would you go there? Why would you go there?
Because he's a stroker.
Well, he's a what?
A stroker. Absolute wanker. He's dead to me.
Are we back in the betting? Are we not talking to people quickly enough? Like, rumours have been coming out for days now, and we've not been hearing diddly squat coming out from Newcastle at the minute.
It's got to be a bit of a worry. I mean,
I'm worried.
according to a lot of journalists up here, he was one of the big main targets this season.
Hang on, let me go on the Athletic and see if he's written a proper article about it or if he's just
God.
tweeted. No, it looks like he's just tweeted.
And what the fuck is
Gutted.
the link? Is
Gutted.
the big thing about Manchester? It's got to be money. It's got to be money.
Yeah, it'll be money. It'll be 200.
Which they haven't got a lot of, apparently. Yeah.
Well, they can sack another tea lady, can't they?
Well, look, Rashford's going, so I guess his money's been saved. If they get rid of Garnacho, another one. Anthony, another one. We'll get all on big money, I guess. Bruno Fernandes, of course. Probably funding the deal in the first place.
Do you know what it is? If we end up signing some shitbag, there's going to be hell on.
Jordan Ayew comes through the door.
I don't think we're getting in quick enough with these players. We're not doing the initial legwork because
Maybe we
why
are.
we're not.
How do you know we're not?
I don't get that. I don't get it at all.
Perhaps we just
I don't
can't
believe
compete
it.
with Manchester United.
Why?
Well,
I mean,
if
he's
we
not
can't
said
compete
much.
with them rat-infested mofos down there, we are in trouble, guys.
So I've gone on the Athletic, and the article is as follows: updated at 8:02. Brian Mbuemo has decided he wants to join Manchester United, and the Old Trafford club is set to open talks with Brentford as they pursue an agreement to
How
sign
can
the
they
forward
afford
this
him?
summer.
How
There is
where
nothing. There is nothing else. It's that. That is the only thing
Yeah,
that
but Alex,
he's
that's
not
the point.
sourced anything.
How can Manchester United afford Mbuemo? They've just spent 62 million, granted over 3 years, on Cunha. They haven't been able to pay staff. They are laying people off. Their ground is falling down. How are they getting the money to do this deal? It does not smell right with me at all.
It has attracted the interest from the likes of Arsenal, Newcastle United, and Tottenham Hotspur, but Mbuemo favours a switch to Manchester United if they can strike a deal with Brentford. David Ornstein's words.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is that Bruno Fernandes is going to go to Saudi for this 100 million, and it's opening up a big pot of money for Manchester United to spend. Something does not sit right with me. It's just fucking stinks. The whole thing fucking stinks.
I mean, that's got to be.
We're going to end up
60, 50, 60. That'll be a conservative estimate is 110 million on two players.
I mean,
On tip as well. Like, for God's sake, this is
15th place
ridiculous.
finish with no Europe, and they just instantly go for 110. I mean, that is me conservatively estimating that he's going to be 50. He's probably going to be more than that. Let's be honest.
by the way, Alex, the fee from Saudi for Bruno Fernandes apparently is 120 million.
No. That's criminal. He's nearly 31 years old.
Yeah,
It's criminal.
That's our owners that are
That's
involved
not.
in that.
That's not right. What's the point in fair market value as a concept if people are doing that? It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
It's literally cheating.
Is that Kubo coming?
Yeah. I mean, some of it doesn't.
It's
sit
so
right.
boring.
It's fucking
It's
shit.
so
It
boring.
really
They
is.
just make the
Prepare
game
for the
so
backlash
boring.
on social media, folks, from the Manchester United supporters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
John
Yeah.
Sinclair will be absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of people spinning, drying themselves off on the curtains tonight. Toon Assassin with another super chat. Ornstein and Romero. Ornstein, Billy.
They've got blinds.
Venetian wood.
Yeah. Toon Assassin says Ornstein and Romano, I wouldn't listen to either. They say different things every day, hoping one will stick. If this does happen and it's about money, Newcastle need to look at their go after players. I mean,
I think people need to open lawsuits. I think this is getting ludicrous now. I think people need to get more aggressive with the lawyers.
Yeah,
it's getting silly.
Big Tank with a super chat says, take it from a Borussia Dortmund fan, along with Newcastle, to go back to Kobel. Great goalkeeper, but injuries and incompetence on our defensive line has not helped his numbers.
There you go.
Well, maybe if we get further linked to him, then obviously we'll do more of a deep dive on him. But I am pissed off right now. Fucking hell. What a time for that to come up. Yeah, I mean, he's not in the same bracket as Ronaldo, is he? I mean, it just stinks to high heaven. Absolutely stinks.
It's even worse. It's our owners behind the money that's coming in.
Yeah, I know. Apparently, Liverpool making a late dash for Ekitike as well. £75 million. I read that earlier, actually. I mean, yeah, Carl, it does remind me of when Connie Cody went to Everton. Yes, I'm nearly as pissed as that. Yeah.
Well, we're ending day 2 of the transfer window, of the first transfer window, and it's not looking great, guys, so far.
It's a bit of a pisser. Let's be honest. What's this? New striker available to Newcastle after Liam Delap's snub. I hate that word when it comes to Newcastle.
I read that earlier. That's nothing.
People snubbing us, bastards. Who's Gonzalo Ramos?
PSG.
Oh, we nearly signed him in 2023.
He scored.
I don't want to know about players we nearly signed. What fucking good is that?
He scored against us in the Champions League, Paul.
That's fourth choice striker at PSG, and
he's a very good player.
Can you imagine that? Can you watch Tim Krul be out for? Ah, my God. And then they'll announce Callum Wilson signed an extension. Why not? Throw it in there. Why the fuck not? Rowan with a super chat. Any player going to United has the wrong attitude. It's all for money.
Well, we're the better United. We finished 4th. They finished 15th. None of that.
I will lose a lot of respect for Brian Mbuemo if he goes there. I'm telling you now.
There'll be no respect for Brian Mbuemo if he goes to Manchester United.
Well, he's dead to you, Billy. He's dead to you.
Exactly.
Didn't take long, did it?
Can't wait for the AFCON to come and fucking have to stay there for 3 months.
God almighty. Anyway, we've come to the end of the show, and as usual, the Toon Review finishes on a wonderful high. There's bound to be more comes out about this through tonight and tomorrow. So, expect a very angry video from me tomorrow if things develop on the Brian Mbuemo front. But hopefully, fingers crossed, something will link Newcastle with a bid. Bid for somebody. Just anybody. But not Tim Krul. Todd Bowley says it's the best transfer show on YouTube, right? Because you get all your players off us, you twat. So, yeah, thanks very much for watching, guys. Please do give it a thumbs up, as usual, if you have enjoyed the show. Over 2,100 in again tonight. Incredible across 2 platforms. Thank you so much. If you are new to the channel and you like what you see, please do subscribe. We are so close to 39,000 now. So please, it's free of charge. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload or a live show. Thank you to channel sponsor Mamaroo for your continued sponsoring of the channel based in Whitley Bay for all your music needs. If you can't get into Whitley Bay, please check them out online. That is at the top of the description alongside our website, which is thetoonreview.com, your place to go for all the Toon Review merchandise. Buy yourself something nice for yourself, your family, your dog, your cow, anything. Thetoonreview.com is the place to go. Thank you for your super chats, memberships, mods. Thank you. And of course, thank you to my 3 esteemed colleagues, Lady Sam, Billy, and of course, Stato. But thank you lot for once again tuning in to us and having the interaction again. And well, not the greatest way to finish the show, but hey, let's trust. Keep the trust there. There's 8 days to go in the first part of the window. Hopefully, things might change. We'll see you very soon, guys. Good night.
How are the lads and lasses?
Come back and check out some green.